Have you ever looked at your life and thought, this isn't who I'm supposed to be? That feeling is your inner strength begging you to wake up. But waking up means facing the self that's held you back for years. We'll untangle the lies, confront the truth, and build the foundation for a new you. What if the hardest battle you'll ever fight isn't with the world outside you, but with the invisible walls you've built inside your mind? These walls aren't made of brick or steel, but from years of self-sabotage, quiet surrender to doubt, and the heavy repetition of the same thoughts and behaviors. They form the prison of the old self, a place where you feel safe, even as it quietly drains you of the life you're meant to live. Every excuse you've ever made, every time you've settled for less, every habit you've allowed to rule you, it's all layered brick by brick, reinforcing who you think you are. You tell yourself that you're not that kind of person, or that change isn't possible, and so you defend it. You cling to this version of yourself because, even though it's suffocating, it's familiar. It doesn't challenge you or force you to confront the unknown. But the truth is, the old self isn't the real you. It's a collection of fears, past failures, and the comfort of playing small. Imagine being tied to a crumbling foundation, unable to grow because of the weight of yesterday. That's what most people live with every day. They create loops, thoughts like, I can't, and behaviors like procrastination, and they feel like freedom because they're all you've ever known. They're too busy defending who they used to be. Defending, not because they love who they are, but because anything else feels terrifying. Predictability comes at a cost. Your potential, your growth, your freedom. Every day, you replay the same mental script, like a poorly written song on repeat. The thoughts come automatically, the actions follow, and soon enough, the loop is complete. This repetition feels like control, but it's a cage. The bars are made of your habits, and the locks are forged from fear. This is the prison of the old self, and most people don't realize they're trapped until it's too late. At some point, you have to ask yourself, is this all there is? Because the first step to freedom is daring to admit you're trapped. When you can face the fact that the life you're living is smaller than the one you're capable of, that's when you loosen the first chain. You can't stop there, though. Recognition without action is useless. Breaking free means confronting the fear of the unknown. It requires patience, discipline, and the courage to rewrite the mental scripts that have defined you for so long. This is where transformation begins. Change doesn't happen in the light. It begins in the dark, where no one else can see it. Inside the chrysalis is where the real transformation begins, in struggle and solitude. This is where you confront the truth about who you've been and start the painful process of letting it go. It's quiet, uncomfortable, and necessary. This phase demands stillness. In that stillness, you're alone with your fears and doubts, and that voice in your head telling you to quit. Your old patterns will try to pull you back into the scripts you've rehearsed for so long. I'm not disciplined. I can't do this. But those aren't truths. They're echoes of the mental prison. That's the old self fighting back. This phase isn't about inspiration. It's about repetition. It's about choosing, over and over again, to rewrite the script one line at a time. Master Shuhungi teaches that breaking a solid brick doesn't come from physical strength, but from focused mental discipline. He says, the key to breaking this brick isn't strength necessarily. It's the ability to really, really focus. That concentration is built brick by brick, through consistent effort and discipline. Imagine that brick as your old identity. Every disciplined choice is a step towards shattering it. It won't break on the first strike. It takes relentless practice. In this phase, silence becomes your greatest tool. In quiet moments of solitude, you begin to see clearly. Master Shuhungi speaks of 5 hindrances to transformation. sensual desire, chasing temporary pleasures, ill will, avoiding hard work, dullness, lacking energy, restlessness, distraction, and self-doubt, crippling you before you begin. When you see them clearly, you can start to overcome them. The secret isn't motivation, it's consistency. Small, disciplined actions rewire your mind day after day. You don't need faith in change to begin. You just need to begin. As you repeat these actions, new pathways form in your brain and old ones weaken. Master Shuhumdi says, there is something about consistency and continuity that ultimately builds a pattern. Change isn't a lightning bolt. It's a slow, steady flame you feed every day. Pain is the proof of change. Discomfort means you're doing the work. The chrysalis isn't pretty, it's full of friction, but that friction is what shapes you. You're closer than you think, and that's where the emergence begins. Imagine waking up one day and realizing you no longer recognize the person staring back at you. Not because you're lost, but because you finally become who you were meant to be. This isn't a dream. It's the inevitable result of the work you've been doing in the dark. The butterfly doesn't question why it no longer crawls. It's simply the reward for the struggle. This is the emergence of the new you. This phase is not about perfection. It's about mastery. Mastery that comes from learning to bear the weight of struggle without breaking. The scars of your pain don't disappear. They become part of you. Reminders of battles fought and won. You aren't flawless, but you're focused. You've developed clarity, resilience, and self-control. Where you were once a prisoner of your habits, you now move with precision and intention. The old self reacted to challenges with fear and excuses. The new self faces them with quiet confidence, knowing they're opportunities, not threats. Resilience is the strength to keep going when things get hard. Clarity ensures you make choices that align with where you're going. Self-control means you're no longer ruled by distractions. You've become the architect of your actions. The transformation is in how you approach the world. You've learned to embrace uncertainty, no longer fearing the unknown, but seeing it as a chance to grow. You've risen above your challenges. Much like a butterfly rises above the ground it once crawled upon. Everything shifts. The world doesn't look smaller, it's you who has grown. Master Shuhungi's teachings resonate here. Go into yourself and find the answers there, he says. The new self stays rooted in the here and now, because real growth happens moment by moment. This isn't the end of your evolution. It's the beginning of continuous expansion. The butterfly doesn't stop flying once it's emerged. This new identity is in the quiet way you carry yourself and the steady discipline of your actions. It's in how you face challenges head-on with the humility of someone who knows their strength. You've earned this transformation, one small choice at a time. The new self doesn't arrive fully formed. It's not an endpoint. It's the starting line for something much greater. The process of becoming never really stops. Every day, with every action, you have the chance to solidify this new version of you. This isn't about waiting for the future to find you. It's about owning it through what you do today. You've become the person who doesn't quit. True transformation isn't about becoming perfect. It comes from taking ownership of your choices and deciding to act. As Master Shuhungi reminds us, the more you want your life now, in the future to be quite different than what you're used to, the more you need to be able to let go. Let go of the old self, of the excuses and limitations you've carried for so long. Your new life begins the moment you take the first step. Now, it's time to break free. If this inspired you, give it a like, Subscribe for weekly wisdom and share your thoughts below to grow the inner strength community.